Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome along to episode 105. Do your turn, Paul. Do your turn.
I'm not in the mood today. Not
No?
in the mood. No, not in the mood.
What?
I'm not in the mood. Today is not a day for twisties.
Okay. Episode 105 of the Studio Rats Q&A Live. Who knew we'd last this long? My name's James Ivy.
Uncle Drew.
And I'm a little bit tired.
James has to do a little bit of work today.
We'll come on to that.
Yes.
It's been a good week and been an exhausting week on many levels. However, Mr. Drew, what have you been up to?
Well, we came back from... When did we come back? We came back from working in Brighton on Sunday night.
Yeah.
So Monday was a write-off.
Yeah, 3 days in Brighton was exhausting.
So Monday was a write-off. Yesterday, I did a video on the Neural DSP Tone King Imperial Mark II, which was honestly, that is such a great thing. That is. So
I don't normally like amps in plugins, but
not
that sounded really good.
That was honestly, I was playing it today. I plugged into it today as opposed to turning an amp on. I went, I want to play this again. So I don't know how long I've got. I've got a few days of a demo left. Whatever.
Is it lots of money?
No, it's like 80 quid or something. It's nothing.
It's not horrendous by any stretch.
No, and it's brilliant. And it's honestly, I think it's the best. It is the best. Like, really, it just feels real. It sounds real. It sounds great. It's inspiring. And it's brilliant. I really like it. It's got this sort of crunch channel thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you put the overdrive on it, and it sort of goes into this sort of chewy overdrive.
Right.
That, you know, that Joe Bonamassa sound?
Yeah.
You know, like, it's tight. It's like a tight sound. You can hear the definition of it.
Yeah.
But it's almost fuzzy.
Woolly but tight.
Yeah, woolly but tight. And it's really nice to play with. And almost to the point now where I've been looking on eBay trying to see if I can get a second-hand Tone King Imperial. But the thing is, I've had the Tone King Sky King. I didn't like it, so I've always dismissed Tone Kings, but that amp is really nice. Or the version is nice.
How are you driving it? Because obviously, as we all know, the input into such a thing is all important. What were you using as front end?
It's plugging in the Apollo, in the Universal Audio Apollo, the high Z inputs.
Wow.
It is honestly, if anyone's thinking about getting, well, it's amazing, isn't it? Like in today's age, I mean, I've always moaned about amps in plugins. I've never liked them. Really, you know, like S-Gear is great, but you know, I've never been a massive fan of amp sims. And you know, now you can get an amp which costs $2,500, you know, and you can get the plug-in version for 80 quid, whatever it costs, and plug that into your computer. And honestly, I would record with that all day long.
Wow.
Love it.
Very cool. And their user interface is really nice, isn't it?
Really good.
I think their hardware division could learn from their software division about user interface.
Yeah, but they get it looking right, don't they? Everything looks great. Everything looks I mean, the graphics are just brilliant.
But their hardware division, as in the Quad Cortex, could learn a lot from their software division about look and feel and layout.
Sure, yeah, that's the point actually, because unless things have improved, you know, when you and me plug into that Quad Cortex that we had, we felt disconnected.
Yeah.
You do not feel disconnected from this plugin.
And that's the weird thing. It's like I almost want to get one to give it another go. I don't want to get one that badly.
Well, so this is my thing. So I've just bought my third Kemper. I'm a glutton for punishment, but I don't even know why I did it. I think I saw someone playing one. I thought, oh, that sounded good, and they've improved it so much.
Yeah.
With the updates that have happened since I got rid of mine, that I want to try it again. So I've ordered a Kemper, and we're going to see how that goes. But
Here's
should
one for you.
arrive tomorrow.
Here's one for you.
Yeah.
If you order something like a Kemper and you buy it second hand,
Yeah.
you get all the updates, don't you, for free?
Sorry, say that again. If you order
If you buy a Kemper second hand,
yeah,
you still and you register it or whatever you have to do, you still get access to all the downloads for free, don't you? All the updates.
Yeah.
So basically, if you buy hardware, you get your updates for free. But if you license software,
you
don't get your updates for free.
Shit happens. It's honestly it's weird, isn't it? But I guess that's Kemper's thing.
No, but Neural do it for the Quad Cortex. Okay, the Quad Cortex is a very new product.
Yeah.
Fractal do it for the Axe FX. Okay, it's a very expensive product. But if you buy a Korg keyboard and they do a firmware update, you get that for free.
Yeah.
The only people I know who they ask for, I think, point releases you get for free, don't you? With Presonus Studio One.
Yeah.
You point releases for free, but you don't get major version releases.
Yeah.
But even they're not expensive. The upgrades for those aren't expensive, are they?
Nah, they're not expensive. They're not, but it's still an upgrade. But you go to Universal Audio, you don't pay any updates for any Universal Audio stuff, even when they update the plugins and the functionality of the plugins. Like they recently did with the 1176.
Yeah,
they updated it, and you don't pay for that again. It's great, isn't it? It's fantastic.
There are some software companies out there, Avid, could learn a lot from that model.
Oh, Avid are absolute criminals, mate. It's like it's gangster. That is. I don't know what. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, we also. So, how was your week? Go on, tell me about
that. So, likewise, 3 days in Brighton. Great 3 days of competition or 2 days of competition set up. Everything worked really well. Technically, no major ups, which is great.
Yeah.
Ready for me to go to Barcelona this weekend, which I'm looking forward to. Then in a couple of 3 weeks, we've got the onslaught that is Bournemouth. We will be doing another Drunken Bournemouth session.
Oh, yes. That makes me want to spin. See, Drunken Bournemouth session. Yeah, I do.
A Drunken Bournemouth session. It was a lot of fun last time out. It'll be equally more fun this time around. Then Monday, it was very exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Monday, we started to dig a hole.
For the studio, nice.
And by today, Wednesday, we are 5 skips in.
5 skips? Gee.
In 3 days.
Jeez, that's expensive.
All the old base is gone. Most of the hole is dug. It needs actually neatening up and getting ready for the layers of stuff. But it's pretty much,
5 skips.
Oh, mate, I'll be 12 skips in by the end.
Oh, wow. That's expensive. That's thousands of pounds worth of skips.
That's thousands of quid worth of skips.
That's got to be $3,000 worth of skip.
It is about 2.
About 2. Oh, okay. It's cheaper up where you are.
To get rid of all that soil and the hardcore and everything.
Wow.
But we've started. The garden looks like a disaster area. They delivered a 1.8 ton mini digger and a mini dumper thing, which I've been driving. So one of the labourers didn't turn up today. So we broke him on Monday. So I laboured for the day. I drove the mini digger. It was great.
Nice.
I thought so. The reason I'm here tonight is because of a gig that I had booked, a recording cancelled. And I thought, well, I've got nothing else to do. I might as well save myself 150 quid on a labourer for the day.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'll do it. And I got outside and it's been great. Hence, I have a slight reddish glow about me.
Well, I can't work out if it's that or that Sybil Shepherd's camera that you've got on your...
Well, it is. I mean, I just rubbed Vaseline off.
Have you still got did you put Vaseline on the lens, or do you?
I just said I'll just rub the Vaseline off the lens.
Oh, okay.
Exactly the words I used.
Oh, okay, sorry. Or a bit of cling film over the top.
And then this week is my little one's birthday weekend.
Nice.
So we had the obligatory 17 5-6-year-olds at soft play.
Jesus.
which was utterly exhausting. And last night I was in bed by 9:30.
Yeah.
But they enjoyed it. They were equally wasted as well, which was great. And yeah, off to Barcelona on Friday morning.
Nice.
So yeah, good week all. Should we start diving into some of this loveliness from our friends and viewers? And we should go with a quick.
Oh, Nedamido. He's donated 50 SEKs. And he says, cheers, Nedim. That's really nice of you, mate. He says, hi, I bought a new amp, a used Marshall DSL 20 CR. What's the CR?
Combo?
Combo. Reverb?
Combo reverb.
I'm trying to think what this. Interesting. For 285 euros. Bargain.
That's not bad.
The guy bought it new in late January. Sounds great. I just hope quality is good. Is it? Yeah. So, okay. The DSL 20s, you've got to crank them up. The only way you'll get it home and you'll try at bedroom levels and you'll go, oh, this sounds really bright and harsh and thin. And it's because you're not cranking it up. So do yourself a favor, get an attenuator of some sort. You save yourself some money on the amp, get an attenuator and use it as it's intended to be used, because a lot of people are really get these little mini Marshalls, small 20 watt and 20 watts loud.
Mm-hmm.
Get them home and they go, it sounds really thin. Why does it sound thin? It's because the power amp tubes aren't.
Beans.
Turn that bad boy up and it'll sound great.
I have already posted the links to tonight's show, so if you want to come and join us in it, please follow the links. Don't just click and copy and paste it; it'll work better. Come and join us, have a chat, say hi, join us for a coffee or a beer or whatever is your want. We should then dive into dive the shop. There we go. Boom.
Okay, live. Greetings from rainy Belgium to everybody. All I can say is lekker, lekker, lekker. Welcome. Okay, live. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's the only Flemish word that I know, really. Because we used to spend a lot of time in Belgium, and
I got in trouble the other day.
Did you?
Yes, when we were in Amsterdam for the competition, there were 2 Belgian teams.
Yeah.
And as they walked on, I shouted on the mic, "And here come the Belgians!"
I love that.
Yeah. For anyone who's never seen It's a Knockout, you've missed out.
Pet Moxie, evening lads, evening Pet. Hope you are well. Dave McGuillan. Oh, look, that's a nice jazz master. What's going on with that?
That's very lovely.
It's got little stripes in it. Dave McGuillan says, good evening, all. Hope life's treating you well, and you, David.
Certainly is.
Keith Milner says, evening, Chaps. Evening, Keith. Shep Shepard, evening, all. Evening, Shep. Andy Guitar, good evening, Paul and James. Good evening, Andy Guitar Live. Thomas Nonsense, good morning from Brisbane. Good morning, Thomas.
All right.
Keith says, it's probably my last Studio Rats live stream for a while. I'm heading back to Singapore in a couple of days. Mate. You can always watch afterwards.
Say hi to Dano for us.
Oh yeah, Dano. Yeah, go and see Dano. Yeah,
because of course it's such a small place.
Yeah, I don't even know much about Singapore, to be honest.
Oh, it's an amazing place.
It's a bit early for you, he says to Thomas. Farid, evening everyone. Evening, Farid. It's a nice guitar. Paul is a mega point. It is a mega point. It's my. I don't know how many liters it is. It's massive.
Has it got wine in it?
No. It's got watty. It's got watty in it.
A mega pint of wine. You obviously didn't follow the Johnny and Amber case.
Not to that extent. Go on.
There was one bit where the her attorney said to Johnny Depp, said, you had a mega pint of wine. He said, it was a pint. How can it be anything other than a pint if it's a pint?
A mega pint.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think their lawyer did very well. Did they?
Well, her lawyer didn't do very well at all. His lawyer did very well and has just landed a huge new job as well, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Anyway.
Thomas Nonsense, Keith Milner, early to bed, early to rise. Apparently the old saying is true.
They're just chatting amongst themselves. It's a good thing.
Yeah, 3 a.m. meetings. Yeah. Okay, they're in a lovely time, which is great. Sergio Fernandez Barrenda says, hey, guys, I've seen you've demoed the Mule and the Sir Thornbacher. Which pickups do you think are better? Cheers. I would honestly go for the Thornbacher. Honestly, you will not be disappointed. The mules are great. I think bare knuckle pickups are. I think they're expensive for what they are, but price aside, go and get a Thornbacher. Honestly, you'll be more than happy.
Or if you're willing to take a cheeky punt,
What you call me?
A cheeky punt. Get a pair of, what did I put in the Epiphone? The iron gears.
Oh yeah, they sounded pretty good.
Take a like a £30 cheeky punt and try one of those out. And if you don't like it, flog it again. But seriously, I'm well impressed with those things.
Yeah, maybe we should. Well, we can't really. It's not really comparison, is it? No. But honestly, I mean, I think if you're looking for, do not spend a lot of money, I would definitely agree with James. If you want to get something you know is going to sound absolutely fantastic in your guitar, get Thornbachers.
There we go.
But James's guitar does sound fantastic with those in it. Chris P, Megapoint. He must have felt it was necessary. Oh, Megapoint must have felt necessary.
Yes.
What are you putting in for the bass, James?
So.
Oh God.
Okay.
So this is called Building Rats.
Building Rats.
Sub bass. I'm just gonna have a little nap.
Sub bass is like kind of anything below 60 hertz. So the bass is going to be. We've dug down 400 mil for most of the bass, and then where the actual the walls are going to be, we've put what's referred to in the building trade as a toe in, which drops it down another 200 mil. So where the walls are will be 600 mil deep, and where the floor is will be 400 mil deep. And it's going to be there's a raft, 2 layers of.
He just asked about the bass. He just asked about the bass, man.
It says, what are you putting in? That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm explaining what's in it.
Talking about rafts and stuff.
No, I'm not. Inside the base, there'll be a layer of reinforced steel, then some chairs to lift it up about 75 mil, then another layer of reinforced steel, and then there's custom-made reinforcement ring bar things that go around the toe. It is very involved. I am told it is all utterly important and very, very necessary, but it is costing a small one.
And it's very, very boring.
It's
once we start getting, once the building's up,
yep.
See, I'll be at the stage now where you are. I'll be going like, oh my God, I just don't even want to see what's going on. Just do it. And then when the building goes up, I'll be like, oh, this is exciting.
Yeah, but I'm kind of involved in every level of it because
I don't need to talk about how many mil of whatever.
Yeah, but Brett asked, so you can do one. Other people might be interested in my building low.
Okay, let's have a vote. Is anyone else interested in James's sub bass? You can put yeses or nos now, and then we'll see how we go.
This is when we find out how people really vote. Anyway.
Look, I see an Ewok.
It's an Ewok.
Ken says, I in India, English not good. I have a question for white people. My brother Abdul has Down syndrome. He violent, so we chain him for Come on, man. That's not cool. I think we need to move on.
You started to read it. You actually started.
Well, I read anything. I'm like Ron Burgundy. Stick something in front of me, I'm going to read it.
Anyway, I was right. CR is indeed combo reverb.
Okay, great. Oh, so wrong. Wrong on so many levels. I need to bet before I start reading. Okay.
Yes, CR is indeed combo reverb. Yes.
Great. The fuck? I don't know. Sebastian B. Hey everybody, can you use a Marshall JVM Clean as a pedal platform? Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Great pedal platform.
Yeah. Game off pieces. Howdy y'all. Late from cutting my grass. So happy for you to see me today. OSIR. What's OSIR again? Osir. No. He told us. Michael told us before.
No, he didn't have to tell us. We worked it out because we're smart. OSIR. I don't know. It hurts. Making my brain hurt.
Nidamida says, I use an attenuator already and I'm cranking my Marshall DSL-20. Feels good to know that I didn't make a mistake buying it. Oh, hold on. So you've already got DSL?
Yes, you've already got one, yes. It's good. It's a beautiful thing. It works. He's loving it.
Lovely jubblies.
Yes.
Right. Oh, Lefty Muck says, hello from Rayleigh, Rainy, Illinois. Is it Illinois or Illinois?
Illinois. Dano. Dano was the original bass player in the Studio Rats.
Yeah, so Dano now lives in Singapore.
Yes.
Dano's wife is the head of what's the posh girl school in Hammersmith? They've got
University College something. No,
not that one. No, anyway,
they've got one of those. Yes,
they've got Singaporean branch to the and over there now. Dano has a lovely time because do you know, like for us to go over to France or Spain,
yes,
for Dano can go to Bali or
Macau or
all these great places. Lucky bastard.
Yes, Dano is actually Dan Hawkins, who has his own site. onlinebassplayer.com and onlinebasslessons.com, just to give him a shout out because we can. So there.
Okay. Dave says, it's my chopping ball jazz master. Guitar build, UK body, creamy UK hand wound P90s, stay trem bridge, Tokai Telecaster neck, Fender hardware and wiring. Not everyone's cup of tea, but it sounds great. Awesome.
I like that a lot.
I like that a lot. Oh, this is cheering me up today. I was in a really bad. I just got to say,
if
you're thinking about going for a mobile phone provider, this is even more boring than James's sub bass. Do not use Vodafone. I've been on the phone for 4 hours today, but anyway. Thomas Nonsense.
I can trump after we talk about Thomas. I can trump that.
Okay, Thomas Nonsense. I bought a Marshall 2525H Mini Jubilee. Nice. I don't love it thus far, but I haven't fiddled much yet. I crank it through a Tone King Iron Man 2 attenuator and a Mezza 410 cabinet. I'm really surprised you don't love that.
That should be emotional.
I thought that was my favourite Mini Marshall head. So you're cranking through the Tone King Iron Man. Now the Tone King Iron is that a reactive load? Is it reactive? If it's not a reactive load,
that's probably why you might not be loving it.
The Tone King, I would have thought it would be reactive. It's Tone King and a Mezza 410. Maybe it's a 410. I'm not a massive 10-inch fan, but no, it should sound great. I was really impressed. I was really impressed with the 2525H.
Yes. Yeah.
And so was James.
Yeah.
Max Hodges says it hurts a lot more than 60 if you wheelbarrow it all in. It hurts a lot more than 60 if you wheelbarrow it all in. So yes, you're lucky you've got a doofler.
We've got a mini dumper, a half-ton dumper, and a. I can't say I haven't hit the wall a couple of times.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, see, then it becomes your fault, and the insurance probably
nothing major, but there's definitely some yellow paint will be left on the wall.
Is there?
At this point, we should introduce Mr. Lee Abram.
There we go. Lee's in the house.
In the
doing, chaps? How are we doing?
Very well, if not a little bit broken.
Oh, I've missed part of the show. I had to go and do a family errand. What's up,
mate? Don't get into it. He'll start talking about what he's making the sub bass of his studio out of. Just
okay.
Don't ask any questions.
Digging in concrete. What can I say? It's not very, but it is.
You want to get people in to do that sort of stuff.
I do have people in. One of them didn't turn up, so I said rather than the other one having a fairly useless day and me paying for it, I thought I'd muck in and have a constructive day.
Right. I wondered if you chaps would like a tour of the new pedal board.
Yeah. That's a butcher's. I love
that.
a pedal board, me. Oh, that's a good point. I've got something to talk about in a minute.
All right.
You talk about it. Yeah, go on, Lee. Go on.
Can I turn the camera around? I'm on my iPad at the moment. Do you know if I can turn the camera around? It's
Yeah,
not obvious.
Yeah. You should better push the old flipperoonie.
Oh. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't think I can. Settings. Front camera. Okay. Back camera. Here we go.
Look at that.
Right. So let's start from this end, shall we? So this is all on
the pick tray. Oh, I like that. I like that pick tray. Where'd you get that from?
That's a Planet Waves.
I like. That's a great idea.
Yeah. So what you can do, you probably guessed, but what you can do is just put your guitar like that.
Oh my gosh, that's all right. That's it.
That's going on the shopping list.
Right, no, I'm doing it now.
That's a Planet.
See, every day's a school day. What's it? So it's Planet. What's it called?
It's a Planet Waves. Hang on.
Oh,
I've just pulled it off onto the floor now.
I don't want one.
I'm going to call it a pick holder. Let's try that.
Yeah. There's no name on it actually, but I know it's made by Planet Waves.
Okay. Right. I'm going to have a look at that. If I continue on this, I'm going to be looking for ages and I won't find it. So that's brilliant. So James, can you remind me to get one of them? That's brilliant.
I'll put it down as well. I'm getting one of those.
That's brilliant.
Right. So this is all on a pedal train Nano Max that I've recently acquired.
How big's the Nano Max?
It's I didn't want to show you the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah. Go on.
I'll show you the whole thing at the end.
Yeah. Nice.
So I got myself a mini wah.
Nice. I've got one of them. Nice.
As you can see, fits perfectly.
Yeah. Nice. They're good, aren't they, as well?
Yeah, it is good actually. I thought that I would not get on with it, but I've done a couple of gigs with it now, and it's fine.
Yeah, great. Nice one.
Mini tube screamer.
Nice. Ooh.
Into the Victory jack pedal.
Nice.
So that's providing the clean channel and the dirt channel.
Nice.
Right. Yeah, nice, really nice.
Into a Spark, full-size Spark.
So you're running the Spark after that?
I am.
Why for this craziness?
Okay, so on a dirt channel, it provides you with a volume boost for solos. And on the clean channel, if you just run this on the clean channel, sort of, slightly dirty, sort of edge of breakup sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Take a drink, everyone.
When you wind the guitar volume back to go completely crystal clean, sometimes you lose a bit of volume and a bit of push. You can add it back in with that.
Mate, every day's a school day. I like that. It's nice. Good idea.
Actually, I have to say, the jack on the clean channel, again, with the volume, maybe wound down to about half, and that Spark switched on, just sounds so nice. I play probably 50% of the gig with that sound.
Oh, nice.
Because then if you want a bit of crunch, you just wind up the guitar volume, and it just sounds so good.
Oh, great.
Flashback. Bit of delay.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
And then on the end is the TC Impulse, which has got the cab IR.
So you're running a completely speakerless, like a silent stage thing.
Yep.
And how do you? God, that is a lot. God, look at the size of that Nano Max. That's long, isn't it? So to tell me, how are you monitoring?
So for small gigs, obviously, most pub gigs, I'm putting it through the head rush.
Oh, okay. So you've got that facing you. Yeah, nice.
And then from there, it goes into the PA. That's the case you get with the Nano Max, by the way.
Oh, that's great, isn't it? It's like a little shotgun case or something.
Yeah.
Well,
and
you're either going to play a gig with it or you're going to go and shoot some pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, snooker gig. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and so that's it. And I have to, you've heard it, Paul, because I sent you that video clip.
It sounded great.
That's essentially what you heard.
Yeah. I was really impressed. So Lee sent me a video of his band. He sounded great, mate. Really, really nice sounding band. And like everyone was having fun.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So if you ever can't do a gig, you need a dep. Can you give us a shout? Because I quite fancy that.
And if you need a tub thumper, I'm here. Just to.
yeah, so there you go. After a lot of trying stuff out and a lot of not being happy with stuff and sending stuff back and trying other stuff and all this kind of stuff, I think we never say that we're completely satisfied with our tone, do we, us guitarists? But no. I'm happier than I've been in a while actually with this setup.
Oh, that's great.
It sounds really good, and it's portable, which is what I like. I like as you know, I like stuff to be convenient and portable.
That's a flyaway rig as well, isn't it? That's an easy flyaway rig.
Yeah. So if I ever get to going back to doing gigs with Galahad, if we ever get some stuff overseas, then I'll just take this.
Nice. What and you changed your I heard you changed your pickup to a Thornbucker.
I did.
And you happy with that?
Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah.
What do you think about the difference between what you had in there and the Thornbucker?
Oh, I've got my bloody hand in the way. That's clever, isn't it? There it is.
Oh, you got the same one. Nice one.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
Did you notice the difference?
Yes, I noticed it on 2 counts actually. First count, it's if I can get my thumb out of the way. First count, I noticed that it's lower output, which really surprised me actually, because I thought it might be higher. But those ceramic pickups which come in the Jet guitars, the guy who fitted it for me basically did all the readings and stuff, and he said the reading on the ceramic pickup that came out of it was about 13. Yeah. And the Thornbucker was about 8.5.
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Yeah, it's a massive difference.
Yeah. And the thing so that's the first thing that kind of shocked me. But then when I was playing it, I thought, well, actually, it's clearer. I could, even with a distorted sound, I can hear every string.
Without a doubt, that's exactly what it's all about for me. It's like I think there's that little fine sweet spot of pickups, and it hits that 8.5 is absolutely perfect for a humbucker. It's almost like on the Hulk, as it's been named by, I can't remember who named it, the green guitar, is when I switch it onto the single coils a slightly higher output than the humbucker, and I love that. Yeah, and I love it. Absolutely perfect for me.
Wow.
You can get those sort of Stevie Ray Vaughan type tones out of it. Crunch is nice, but you can drive the front of the amp with the clip with the single coils, because if I use like a clean tone, I prefer single coils. And then when you switch down to the humbucker and you switch some overdrive in, it's crystal clear.
Right. Yeah.
Love it.
So yeah, it's actually with that Thornbucker pickup, I've actually only done 1 gig. So and it was quite it was a wedding gig. So it was a bit kind of we were playing more Brown Eyed Girl than we were playing sort of blues rock sort of stuff. So. And again, this weekend we've only got 1 gig, and it's on a flatbed truck at a carnival. So
loads of fun.
So I think that's going to be more Brown Eyed Girl again. So
no, give it the beans.
You got to give me. You got
This is for the local Rotary Association.
Oh, they love about rock and roll.
Stop that. Just play Brown Eyed Girl, and then just hit them with some AC/DC.
Play Brown Eyed Girl and extend the solo at the end and give it some.
Yeah, could do. Yeah. So yeah, I'd like to try out the Thornbucker with a bit more anger. So hopefully that will be soon. But yeah, I mean the diary's filling up with gigs, so it won't be long.
Fantastic.
Anyway, just thought I'd show you. There you go. Have you had any joy with Victory?
No, still not. Still not. So I don't know what's going on there. So I had initial contact, and then it's all gone cold.
They've escaped.
Huh?
They've escaped.
Yeah, they've escaped. What was your so did you get a deal?
Come on, please let me get the reference.
No, I didn't get your reference.
They've escaped for Victory.
Oh, they escaped for Victory. Right, okay. Yeah. They dug for Victory. Yeah.
There was that film, wasn't there? There was the film called Escape to Victory. Never mind.
Anyway, you're asking me about the deal.
Yeah.
Very, very eloquent.
Yes, I did. I got on their artist price again. So
fantastic. Well done, mate.
So that's good. It's not quite as good as it used to be. They've slimmed down the percentage a bit, and of course they put their prices up as well. So it's a bit of a double whammy. But yeah, it's still good. Still good.
Fantastic.
I was interested to hear what you said about when you watched the the video about the amps of this type that they've just released, and you said about how Lee Anderton was desperately trying not to say about how much he's involved with Victory.
Said,
do you know that for sure?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely. It's his company. It's his and Martin Kidd's company. But it's
well, yeah, I know. I've got to know Martin quite well actually. So
he's a great player as well.
Yeah,
Martin.
he's the guy I've been dealing with, and because when I had an amp, I used to have the Victory amp and cabs and everything. I actually had a tour of the factory.
Oh, nice.
over in Essex sort of way, I think it is Burnham on Crouch.
Yes, it is that way. Yes.
Yeah,
lovely part of the world.
Yeah, and I was surprised actually how much they told me they made me sign an NDA. They made me sign an NDA when I got there, so I can't say too much. But the amount of other stuff that they make in that factory,
well,
I was amazed.
Yeah, they make Mad Professor amps.
Yeah. Well, you heard that from Paul, not me.
No, I mean this is something I cannot understand, because you cannot get Mad Professor amps. Try them out in the UK. I don't know anyone that stocks them, and they're made in the UK. They're not even made by Mad Professor. It's just bonkers. Anyway,
yeah, there's a certain amp which is named after a fruit as well, and they were making those as well.
Were they lemon?
And the hand wired ones, yeah.
Were they really? I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, apple amps.
Yeah, that's the one. Rhubarb amps.
I think rhubarb's not technically a fruit.
Oh, is it not?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
It's
it's about the seeds, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, pear amps then.
That'll do. That'll do.
All right, chaps. I'll leave you to it.
All right, mate. Good to speak to you.
Yeah.
Take care. Yeah, mate.
Bye.
That was nice. What a great pedal board.
Simple and to the point.
But I really like that. Really like that a lot.
Right, here we go.
Have you guys tried any of the 20-watt Friedman amps? Ramp, PT, Mini, Dirty Shirley, etc.? Yes, I've tried a few of them actually. I've tried the Runt. I've tried the Pink Taco. God, it's a wrong name, isn't it? Pink Taco.
Dirty Shirley's a great name for an amp.
Yeah, I haven't tried the Mini Dirty Shirley actually. I mean, they're all good. They're all good. I think the mini ones are PCB. Not that makes any difference, as opposed to sort of point to point, like some of the bigger amps. But no, I mean, Friedman amps sound great. If you want to get a Marshall, and if you want to get how you think a Marshall sounds, like in your head, if you want to get like how we grew up in the 80s listening to Marshall amplifiers recorded, go and get a Friedman, because that's how it sounds. If you go and get a Marshall, you go, oh, that's different. That's not how I expected it. Well, you buy a Friedman, it's exactly what it's like. That modded Marshall sound sounds brilliant. Love it. Max says it's only boring if you're not invested in the process. This is true. I'm only joking. I am finding it. Arrived just in time to be Mr. Drew. I'm only joking, by the way. I'm not. I don't find it boring. It's just not very. It's not very guitar. It's not very studio.
It's not. It's a great story for radio, isn't it?
Yeah. No. But James said that he was going to be filming the whole process. But has he started?
Yes.
Ah, well done, mate. Because that's the video that I'd want to see.
Yes, it'll be out shortly. Well, when I've got, I mean, at the moment it's bloke digs a hole.
No. I mean, this bit, all this stuff here is just like, and like 5 seconds of like sub bass.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Bloke digs a hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I'm only joking. What's next?
Did you read that? Sorry, this is where I realised that the entire Studio Rats community is behind me.
No. As in, no, that's not interesting.
No, as in, no, it is interesting.
No, it could be no stop. I can't remember how I phrased that. Some of us used to do it for a living.
Yes, Bill Studio.
Jeff Fenn says, "Hi guys, will you be going to see Samantha Fish? She's touring the UK." Oh no, I haven't. I'll have a look actually to see where she is.
Is her dad Michael doing the afternoon speaking?
Oh no! Here we go. The dad jokes are out. Okay, Michael P. Laugh, snort.
Yes.
How will James be doing the low cut on the bass? Now James will be doing a low cut on the bass.
Yes.
Oh, okay, very good.
I won't be doing any low cuts on any bass.
You got sucker troll. That was funny though. I mean, it wasn't. It was offensive, but it was funny that I got sucker punch. No, as in no, please don't.
Yeah.
As a structural engineering, yes. So no, it's not interesting. And Chris finds it interesting. There we go. As a structural engineer, yes. Well described. Well, almost.
Chris, I think actually I was being quite put off. So actually, Chris, if you want to reach out to me, I'll tell you all about my sub bass and exactly how much concrete and exactly the strength of the rebar we're putting in and how it's been the bending schedule and all that sort of stuff. And we can get totally nerdy about concrete basses together. Sorry, everyone, losers.
Sebastian B, thanks. I'm only joking about you. Well, that's a nice strand there. Look at that.
Very, very nice. Oh, that is nice.
What wood is that? I don't know what that is. I like that.
Fly.
Huh? It's not
fly.
Martin Collier says, I've just got my first Les Paul shaped guitar after 50 years of playing. Will never buy a Gibson overpriced hype Tokai custom. Will never buy Gibson overpriced hype. I see. Tokai custom white accent for 500 quid. You must check it out, people. Nice one.
Those Tokai guitars are really highly regarded, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I used to work in a music shop that used to sell the breezy sound and the Telecaster and the Strats.
Yeah.
To be honest, I never had one that I liked. But I think the Les Paul ones are pretty good, and they're redoing them now, aren't they? So I think the new ones are good.
Yeah.
Max says, "Oh, look at that guitar rack. Look at that. I should go and get one of them. I think that would save me a lot of space."
Yeah.
Max Hodges says, just remember to open YouTube instead of Facebook. Now you can see my comments. Poor you. Not at all, mate. I'll be visiting Bali and some of those other places. Nice, says Keith. Pet Moxie, thoughts on a Neumann NDH20 headphones? Worth the coinage and a huge step up from my DT770 Pros. I would personally, I would say not a huge step up. I think James has probably tried them more than I have.
I have. They do sound nice, but if you can hold on to your DT770s for,
I love DT770s. 6
months and live with it, I'll have an alternative for you.
There you go. I really like DT770s, and I even used to have a pair of All D's headphones, which are about 1,500 quid.
Mm-hmm.
And I love, and I'm not saying I prefer them, but I love the DT770s.
The Neumanns are great, but they are serious cash.
Are they? How much are they?
4 figures.
Oh, are they? So they're sort of
no, sorry, they're not. They're around about the 500 quid mark from what I remember. They're expensive.
Yeah, honestly, 770 is fantastic. If you've got the, I mean, because you're using, let's go back actually. Are you using, because you're using an Apollo, aren't you, Pet? Have you got the 80 ohm ones? If you've got the, oh, James, is it higher ohmage or lower ohmage? You know, like when you buy a pair of DT100s and you plug them in, and they're horrible because you need a proper,
yes, a power amp
if you want. Exactly, yeah. So make sure if you've got a pair of DTs that are 80 ohms for the Apollo, they're magic as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Max Hodges, all studio builds are interesting, even substrate spec. No, it will be, and I'm only messing about. But as soon as James gets above that and it all goes in, I will be like,
yes,
really excited and excited.
You might say I've got 2.5 weeks of it being a hole in the ground.
Yeah,
and it's going to be dull as dishwater. I accept that. For me, it's
You should set up. You should set up a what do they call it? A stopcat. What do they call it when you?
Not stop motion. Time lapse.
Time lapse. Exactly.
Yeah.
Max says 10-inch drivers are often great for cutting through a mix. Nice. Tone Dragon. Also have a look. So butchers. I think he's been on before. I recognise those.
Yeah.
Daniel King. I own a JJ Junior combo, and it's everything I hoped it would be. Yeah, I've never tried one of them, but they're supposed to be good. You can get the head version of that. Really good. Yep. Thomas Nonsense. The Iron Man attenuator is reactive. It apparently keeps the original tone better than the aux, but it doesn't have the whistles and bells. But the only thing about the Iron Man attenuator, don't they have a switch on them where you can put back in the brightness? What I remember, I think it's got like a high boost, because as the attenuator takes down at the top end, you can kick back in the high end. So yeah, great. Yeah. Neil Evans, hi guys, I'm thinking of powering up my valve amp to my wife's. Hold on a sec. Shall I read this first?
Yeah.
Okay, I can read this. Hi guys, I'm thinking of powering up my valve amp to my wife's exercise bike in the garage. It's a win-win. She gets to lose weight, and I get to play guitar for free. So, are you thinking like running off the dynamo or something?
Yeah, probably.
I'm thinking Neil's playing with us. Marquee Effects, greetings folks. Have you seen the new 2-notes pedal called Revolt from NAMM? Quite an interesting piece of gear. I'm getting a bit gassy. Yeah. So I think we covered it last week.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's really exciting. I think
at this point.
Mr. Moxie. He says, I've got the 250 ohms. It was a case of finding out months later that 80 ohms are better. Cheers for the advice. You'll hear a massive difference if you got 80 ohms. So what I would do is I would sell your 250s, get the 80s, because the 250s, they'll sound dull and lifeless, because you have to, they're meant for like a proper headphone amp, like a real professional headphone amp. Yeah, you'll really notice the difference, mate.
Very cool.
Max says, I'm looking forward to trying that Marquee Effects. Yes, nice.
I'm skipping the next one for obvious reasons.
Hold on, I want to see. Who am I looking at?
The one from Twitch. Do we want to be famous? I have no interest in being famous, just stupidly.
Anyway, Max Hodges, local Rotary would love some Cowboys from Hell. Cowboys from Hell. Patois Janiki says, hi folks, since it's the mainstream gear that grows YouTube channels, are you planning on putting Hotone and Pyro stuff through its places at some point? I think if Hotone wanted to get in contact with us, is it Hotone or Hot Tone? Anyway,
Hotone.
Hotone, okay. And send some stuff for review. I'd be more than happy doing it, but it's not really the sort of thing that I would go out and buy. But I'd be very interested. If you want to see the review, Patois, if you want to contact them and say, look, why don't you send the studio rats some stuff and they'll do it. We'd be more than happy to have a look at it.
Yeah, definitely.
Lefty Mike said, did anyone else see that Sweetwater and or Gibson raised their prices? Les Paul Standard went up $300.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we're in the we're definitely heading for a bit of a shock, aren't we? I think at the moment things are going up and we're going, oh, it's still all right.
Yeah. Well, petrol. Not that you have to worry.
Well, I can drive around. I can drive around a bit.
Yeah.
And not have to worry. Yes, but yes, that's yeah. Max Hodges, make a small point about consistency and reliability. PCB. Make a small point about consistency and reliability. PCB and a decent quality amp is preferable to point-to-point wiring. It's cheaper. It's cheaper. It's cheaper to produce. PCB is cheaper to produce, and it's.
I didn't catch that. Could you try again?
Hold on.
I think that's probably right, mate.
Yeah. PCB is cheaper to produce for amp manufacturers. The only thing about PCB and point-to-point wiring is if anything goes wrong in your amp, you can send in your amp to any amp tech and they'll get it fixed like that. Okay, PCB is a different story.
It would usually have to go to its own manufacturer as opposed to an amp tech.
Yeah, it's much harder to. I mean, personally, I would go. I don't think. Look, I'm not saying that. I think point to point sounds any better or anything like that. I don't even think I've ever compared, but I think all of mine are point to point. I know that. I mean, I know that because that mattress that I bought brand new there, I've got to tell you this story. Have I told you this story?
No.
I was having, when I first got it, I was having problems with it, and matchless wired the EQ ran the wrong way. And the amp tech, who doesn't work for matchless, is based in the UK, said your EQ's wired ran the wrong way. And rewired it. And, you know, there's that sort of stuff. But yes, I guess if it was PCB, then that issue wouldn't have occurred because it's all just...
Yeah.
Ship Shepherd. Oh, thanks, boss.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, mate. That's really kind. Paul, what do you think? I'm guessing that's Paul. What do you think of the idea of using UA-FX amp pedal using the 4-cable method to create an extra channel for a single channel amp? Yeah, great.
I do it on an industrial scale with a desk.
Go on, explain.
Well, no, similar thing using UA-FX as effects processing.
Oh, I see. I see. Yes, you're using the actual sort of send effects and stuff. You do. Yeah. You have to explain that. Actually, you should do a video on that.
Should do,
because that's really interesting. I think that's really interesting.
When it's set up and I'm in the new room, I will. There's so many of these videos I want to do, but I will when it's set up and explainable. At the moment, it's just a complete car crash of cables.
So I'm going to tell everyone online because we've all got to push James to do it. What I'd like James to do for the channel is to do a complete. So James does all the studio stuff. So we set up like a separate Studio Rats Pro Audio channel that James does. So you got to give him. We've got to pressurize James into doing it.
It's not a problem. I want to do it, but as you can see, while I'm here at the moment,
no one's your floorboard.
Far from ideal at the moment.
It's all good. So yeah, great. Where are we? Where were we?
We were
there. Sorry, where were we?
We were there. We just done.
Go back. Sorry, Shep. Yeah, Shep. Yeah, great, mate. Absolutely, go for it. Brilliant. It's the same sort of thing with the Synergy amps. You can do that with. James has got the Synergy. You can see James's amp up there. It's hard, isn't it? That's it. That one there. They do a module that you can do that with and plug into other amps as well. And I think it's a really good idea.
Very cool. Right, there we go.
Nedim says that was a great small pedal board. My secondary smaller one has 10 pedals on it. I need at least 3 dirt pedals, some modulation, delay, reverb. I just can't imagine to keep it simple. Yeah, I really struggle with. Because if you get if we get sent a pedal as well, I go, oh, that's really good. I want to get that on the board, and I'm constantly changing stuff. Samantha Fish is rotten fish. Max Hodges, she's blown up a storm on stage. Yeah, and I think she's doing quite well, isn't she? Sergio Fernandez Baranda says, what are your thoughts on Strandberg guitars? Have you tried any? James, you tried any?
Never tried one. I like the idea of them. Yeah. I've played fan frets guitars before and actually found it easier than I thought I would. It's not as weird as you think it's going to be. I know not all Strandbergs are fan fret, but I actually really liked it. The balance is really good. It's just, could you imagine turning up to a function gig with a Strandberg?
I think you'd be all right at a function. I think you'd get away with it at a function gig. I don't think you could turn up to say like you were, I don't know, let's think, James Bay's guitarist. I think you turn up, you'd be sent straight home, wouldn't you? I have tried one. I think they're great for high gain stuff. I think they're really good. I found it. I mean, the one that I tried, and this could be like, you could pick up a Fender guitar, and it would it might have the same problem. But the one that I tried didn't have a lot of sustain, and just it was perfect for metal. It was perfect for that, but wasn't. I don't think you could use it for anything else.
Chug.
But they're really comfortable. I couldn't believe how nicely they played. Jeff says, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't ESP make the Tokai? Oh, I didn't know that.
No. And he then, what he actually says is, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't ESP make
that? Oh, Chaps. Graham Fogg says, "Hi chaps, any tips on how to stop my pick rotating while strumming? I've been playing it a while, but still struggle."
Thinner pick.
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Because what tends to happen, this is why. I know you do too. I normally have a selection of picks, and I appreciate on a gig you can't do this, but on a gig you're not necessarily quite so absolutely 100% on every single note like you need to be on a recording. So on a normal recording, if I've got like a riff or a lead, I'm playing a Gibson medium, and if it's a rhythm part, it's a Gibson light.
Oh, interesting.
Because you don't get so much bite from the string back, obviously, because the pick is thinner, and you don't get the bite back, and it doesn't want to twist the pick.
That's interesting. That is really interesting. I've never thought of it like that. So you can almost grip it when you're playing the rhythm. You can grip it hard, and if you're gripping it that hard with a heavy plectrum, you'd be thumping it. Yeah, that's a good thought. I tend to use one pick for everything. I can give you some little tips and techniques and stuff. Grab that one. You can hear that one. Funk playing. If you can perfect your funk playing. You know, like the classic. What's the yeah. And you know that bit in the middle that goes. If you can practice that, so yeah, if you're practicing it, you will guarantee your plectrum will move round but your technique will improve to the point where you're getting the grip just about right to get the right sound out of it. And it's not about gripping it as hard as possible.
No,
it's about just having the right amount of touch and possibly the right amount of plectrum coming out of your fingers
into the string. Yeah, definitely
into the string. And also, if you practice that as well, you really learn how your hand stays in one position as opposed to sort of moving around, where you end up clunking your thumb. Because if you clunk your thumb, the plectrum's going to move. So if you practice that and you start off really slowly, you'll develop the technique, I think, where the plectrum will stay in one place.
What I think is interesting about funk playing like that, though, it's as much about the notes that you don't play as it is about the notes you do.
Definitely.
That kind of that sort of
whatever like Noel Rodgers stuff. Brilliant.
Yeah, he's a great advocate. You know, for rhythm playing is very important.
Yeah, definitely. It is. I mean, yeah. Nedamido says, Keith Minham, when in Bali, don't drink alcohol. They out ethanol in the drinks. People have been dying for years. Ooh. An acquaintance of mine, fiance, was poisoned by a single drink and died. Be careful. Oh God, that's awful. Oh, I can imagine going on holiday and not having a pina colada.
Because if you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain.
Here we go. Max says, the lag between live chat and your conversation subject is rather rob comments of relevance. Mind you, I'm not always that relevant anyway. Yeah, it's unfortunately it's just the amount of comments that we get through, and we like to answer every single comment.
Yes.
So if you can type Fender guitar and then comment, it would probably help. Yeah. Sorry guys, it is tough, I know, but it's even harder for us. Pet says, I'll pick up the 80 ohms, I guess. You won't regret that, mate. James Concrete is a day job only. Sounds like you have a blockwork board structure on weak ground.
Yeah, it's virgin ground, so it's never been dug over, so it's being done properly. We're putting a serious chunk of concrete down.
Nice. Heavy duty raft foundations there.
Yes.
G, I'm at the end of my pedal journey. On the bottom of the rabbit hole is possibly more accurate. It's very difficult to get excited about any new pedal these days. Any thoughts?
Depends what it is. I get very excited about pedals when they're cool.
I'm being sent something that is really, really exciting. So I recently did those pedals, pedal demos for Jam.
Yeah, Jam
pedals, and they do something called. Let me just have a quick look. Hold on. They do right. Actually, shall I? I'm going to show you actually because I'd like to talk about Jam pedals. We can do it in the no. That's not right. Let me just find the. Here we go. Give me 2 seconds on this, and there it is. There. Right. Right. Should we? Yeah. Should we go to it? Should we do it? Share. Let's share.
We are an hour in, so we can do that.
Yeah. Here we go.
Not that there's any rules, but
right. This is Jam pedals do multi pedals.
Right.
So what they do is they put a bunch of pedals and they make it into basically a pedal board.
That's cool.
Isn't that great? Powered off one 9-volt.
Yep.
So this one here is called. This is the one I'm being sent. It's called the Pink Flow, which is basically the Dave Gilmour pedal board. So you get a seagull, which is the seagull effect heard in echoes. It's just a basic effect. I think it's just like a silly thing. The Dynessa, their compressor, the Tube Dreamer, the Red Muck, which is a fuzz distortion, Waterfall, which is a chorus vibrato, and the Delay Llama. So it's basically a multi-pedal. Isn't that great?
Great idea.
And have a look at this. Like you can order custom pedals. Look. In a minute. And they do it in a single enclosure, which is very brilliant. Cool. Isn't that great? So yes, I'm being sent one of them to do a demo of, which I was quite excited about, to be honest.
Cool.
Actually, should we do?
Yes.
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm there.
So obviously we had NAMM last weekend.
Yes.
Summer stroke spring stroke NAMM. Who knows what it's called? Lots of cool stuff happened over the weekend, and I suspect my dear friend Mr. Drew has the highlights.
Well, yeah, what I consider to be the highlights. So Ernie Ball have created these new pickups, and they're heat treated. Now I don't know if this is like
snake oil.
Yeah, it's snake oil, exactly.
Snake oil.
But yeah, they got heat treated. They're supposed to be. So they say they are. Hold on, I'm trying to think. I did read the sonic characteristics include more output and dynamic range. So you get higher output, but still retain dynamic range, which is great. Nice. They output, and the company says they outperform normal spec pickups, or they would say that. And they've got better touch sensitivity. So I think that's really interesting, and we look forward to trying one of them. So this is something I didn't see coming. So Tosin Abassi has teamed up with Ernie Ball and created the that monstrosity.
See now,
I bet you love that, didn't you? I
am not offended by that.
Aren't you?
It looks a bit like a status space.
It does. That's exactly what it looks like. It looks
not offended by that.
The thing is, I mean, I think it's different. I like the fact it's different. Would I buy one? Without a doubt, not.
Well, of course you wouldn't, because that's not you at all.
No. But the only thing the thing that I don't understand is that Tosin Abassi has got his own guitar company.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A bassy concept. So I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. It's almost like, so are your guitars not good enough for you anymore?
Hmm.
So I think that's quite a strange thing for a guy that's got a guitar company to then start having a signature guitar with someone else. Anyway.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's different, isn't it? Lane, you've got this Black Country Customs, which is Lane's sort of posh end.
The Skunk Works.
Yeah, they've come up with a new delay pedal.
Nice.
Again, it's a digital delay, but with lots of sort of features. I heard it. It sounded good. It sounded really good.
Cool.
I like the look of it. I like the screen on it.
Yes, me too.
Pete Thorne, new signature model.
That does look nice.
And he's got a new custom Thornbucker 2. So there's a new Thornbucker that's out.
There's timing.
Yeah. So there's the picture. I mean, it looks like a guitar that he's been playing for a while.
Yeah.
He's got one like that. So he's obviously been sort of honing that for quite a while. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. The only thing I don't like about it, I don't like the pickups around.
Again, I'm not. If they'd done something cool to the other two pickups to make it look similar, that would have been cool. But they haven't. Yeah. I'm not offended by it on its own, but I don't think it matches terribly well. But aesthetic rather than a.
Yeah, I don't get it. It looks like a path that's had the, bit routed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it cheapens it a bit. But anyway, right, this is unbelievable. This is it. If it was April, I'd be going, this is April Fool's. So Phil X has come out with these. Apparently, it's Phil X. He's come out with these stickers. You put in your guitar to make it look relict. And there's other.
Are you sure it's April?
I know. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a joke. It's not that one. Where are we?
That's quite poor. So, well, it's not Alex, is it? It's someone's approached him and he's gone, that's a good idea.
But why would you do that?
Because maybe you don't want to tear up your guitar. I don't know. Maybe it protects your guitar.
I don't get it. I don't get that at all. I don't get it. I get the idea of relics, and I get the idea if someone likes a clean guitar. I don't understand the idea of a clean guitar you want to make look relic. That's weird. Anyway, Thorpe Effects have got a new, which you'll like, James. A new pedal. It's called the Scarlet Tunic, and it's basically, if I can find the picture, I don't know if you can see the picture anymore. It's basically a high watt and something else in the pedal.
Basically, it should go bong 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 bong.
Yeah. It's so developed so Thorpe Effects developed the Scarlet Tunic to mimic their Selma treble and bass 50 amp.
Nice.
Yeah. So
really?
Not just a Selma. So it's a Selma high watt DR103 and Vox AC30 style tones.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice, isn't it?
Interestingly, many of the amps that the Chandler is designed to emulate.
Yes, very much so. Yeah. What do you think?
Yes, too many knobs.
Yeah, too many knobs. Yeah, I'll give you that. Too many knobs.
Or is that 4 knobs and a jack socket, or is that that's?
So it's 4 knobs. So I'm guessing it's got like Gibson wiring.
Yeah.
So volume, tone. But then you've got two switches that God knows what.
Not sure about that. I don't mind the guitar. I quite like the Satriani blue one and the wood effect one. I quite like.
I'm trying to think who it's aimed at. What sort of player is that aimed at?
Somebody who doesn't want a Strat.
but it's not. It's humbuckers. So
That's true.
is it like?
I'm assuming though that other toggle switch is gonna be for key switches.
It's piezo. Okay, here we go. The controls consist of magnetic volume and magnetic tone, with a push-pull piezo volume and piezo tone, and a 3-way output switch with magnetic. I don't want magnetic, both piezo, plus a standard 3-way selector for the 2 passive humbuckers. So it's quite highly active.
Yeah,
nice.
but it plays really well. The Schecter stuff's amazing for the money. Schecter stuff's great.
Yeah, nice. Now I thought this looked really cool. So this is the new Jack White custom Jazzmaster.
Very nice.
Yeah, it looks cool, doesn't it? So blue sparkles, and it's got pitch shifting on it, huh?
But you think a Jaguar has a lot of controls? This thing's got more controls than a Formula One car.
Yeah, it's got. Yeah, it looks good though, doesn't it? How good does that look? I don't know if you can actually buy them, or if it's just like a custom for him. But nice, I really like that.
Very, very cool.
And that's it.
There we go.
I'm out.
You're out.
I was out.
There we go. The guitar-y highlights of NAMM.
Yeah.
Next year we'll go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Right, here we go.
Max says, flow solder is more consistent than hardwired manual. I'm not saying there's any difference. I'm not saying there's any sound difference, and we're not going to get into we're going to get into tone woods arguments and stuff. It's just about reliability, being able to repair it quickly.
Yes.
Afternoon, gents. Afternoon, John. Okay, Live says, I want to put a compressor and a clone in front of my Katana. Should I get a separate overdrive and booster, or can I use the internal ones? Chase the Gilmore tone and don't find it with internal effects. I mean, you're always going to get the compressor side of things. Is always going to sound. It's always going to sound better being an analog pedal, in my opinion. The Klon, yeah. I mean, the Katana. We've tried it. Both of us have tried this. Katana sounds great with pedals.
Yeah, and actually, I've got some really good David Gilmour tones out as well.
Yeah.
And again, so much of any Gilmour tone.
Yeah. It's Mr. Gilmour's fingers, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. And also his attack on the instrument. So if you look and listen to those sort of things, you can start to apply stuff. Watch a Dave Gilmour video. The guy barely touches the guitar.
He does, hasn't he? He's got really light touch, isn't he? It's great. Not a great player. Safety says, James, your Louder Than Liftoff Silver Bullet review was so great. It's impossible not to want one in terms of versatility, but would it be in your studio as a centerpiece? That's an interesting. Do you want to explain what the Silver Bullet is?
Silver Bullet is by a company called Louder Than Liftoff. It is a channel strip that emulates both Neve and API style circuits.
It's a preamp as well. It's a mic preamp as well, though.
Mic pre. It's also it's got stereo input. It's got for tone processing. It is a very, very, very cool piece of kit. I liked it a great deal.
Okay, so if you liked it a great deal from the man that buys everything, why didn't you buy it?
Because I have a desk. I don't think I had a desk then. Why didn't I buy it? I think because at the time, and this happens oh so often, at the time I just had a bit of a spending spree on stuff. And because I had the UK demo unit rather than a new one, the option didn't come up to buy it. Right. Often, if I get one and it's something I really, really like, and it's the demo one,
yeah,
it has to go on. Whereas if it's a fresh one from stock from somewhere, I often get the option to buy it and often will.
Nice. I think Mo used to do didn't Mo used to do it with them?
Yes, yeah. Really, really cool unit. Really cool unit. Very, very clever. A real a real tone shaping device for lots of different ways. Really, really cool.
Nice.
We should say,
Chris P. Paul, you deserve a point. Your video pushed me over the edge. Peacemaker arrived today with a heavy water friend. Oh, to create a super Dane fun evening. Oh, nice one, Chris. Yeah, I love that. It was really nice plugging it in again because it's been off my pedal board for some time, and I plugged it in and went, oh, that tone is great. It's such a great pedal. He does make some awesome stuff. Does Thorpe.
Very cool.
Cheers, Chris. Griller snot for pick rotation issues. Interesting. Although I personally hate the stuff.
So Gorilla Snot is something you can get for drumsticks. There's also any surfers out there, try Sex Wax.
But that's the opposite, isn't it?
No, for grip. No, Sex Wax is not. It's for grip.
Oh, what's the stuff you put on underneath your board?
I don't know. I'm not a surfer.
I think Sex Wax is for
your feet. It's for your feet. When the board the top of the board gets wet, the Sex Wax helps your feet stick to the board. Likewise, you run your drumsticks through it, and you don't lose your drumsticks when you sweat. Unless it's Prince Andrew, of course, and he doesn't sweat.
Keith says, Nedamido, I'll bear that in mind, thanks. Wakey, Jimbo. Yes, you are. He's been working hard. The boy has done a couple of hours of labouring work.
Couple of hours?
Jeremy Power says, that's a new name. You had me at nice picture. Let's say you're playing a large venue with 200 to 300 peeps. As a guitar player, how much reverb should you use on your amp versus how much should the sound guy provide from the board? Thanks. That's a really good question.
As a live sound guy, I would only add reverb if I wasn't getting any from the guitarist, because I wouldn't mess with what they've done. That's a bit like the sound guy coming up to me and going, let's just crank your snare drum up, it's not cutting through. Sorry, mate, tough shit. You deal with it. I would never put reverb on someone. I might say to them, their end, is there any way we can maybe up your effects levels overall, because it's a very dry venue, for example, and most guitarists will work with that. I wouldn't ever start putting reverb on something, ever.
That's brilliant. I think James is right there. I think the idea of your amp, if you're going to play a better gig with a little bit more reverb on your amp than you should have, you should put that reverb on. The whole point is that amp is there for you to monitor what you're doing. Now, if the sound engineer comes to you and say, look, you're using far, I mean, say you do use far too much, which you shouldn't really use that. You shouldn't really use, like an excessive amount, but if it helps you to play and you're going to do a better gig with more reverb on the stage, because that's what it's for. Your amp is there for your monitoring, as it were. Let the sound engineer deal with anything else, I would say.
I don't think there's right and wrong with this question. I think it is very much a discussion between you and the sound engineer. As having done, live gigs for forever, I wouldn't start messing with. It's like I wouldn't start putting chorus on the guitar because the guitarist does. I might start messing around with the vocal, putting some interesting effects on vocals and stuff, because generally vocalists don't go with their own effects. I wouldn't start messing. And if your engineer does, have a word.
Yeah, I don't think they should. Nidamido says, I use Dunlop Gator Picks .88 switch to 114s to have more stability with faster lines. I agree. I think the thicker the plectrum is, because you're right, it stays rigid, so you can get better pick attack. Tried 88s again, sound better, more attack. Oh, interesting. Great compromises. Dunlop Flow 73s. That's what I use. Are they 73s? Oh no, I use 88s.
There you go.
I use Dunlop Flow, but they're Dunlop Flow 88s, and they're brilliant. I love these plectrums. As well as Highland Plectrum Company. There we go. Paul, when playing the guitar, are you using fingers that aren't fretting notes as an extra mute and unwanted strings? I watched recent video with Beto. Yes, all the time. That's what fingers are. Every finger is muting anything that's underneath the fingers.
Yes.
And sometimes above, but most of the time underneath. So the thinner strings is muting. So, like for instance, I don't even know if I can demonstrate this, but if I play something, if I just go, if I'm here, say I'm on the D string and I'm just going. Now I'm holding that note, but those notes are muted underneath.
Yeah.
And then if you're playing like a funky sort of line, yes, everything's being muted. So you're muting as you're going along, and it just becomes. It sounds like a really hard concept, but it's not. It's just like you just get used to it.
It becomes a natural thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
One of those. Don't think about it. Just do it and practice it, and all of a sudden you go, "Oh yeah."
Well, you won't even know. You won't even realize that you're doing it. You won't even realize. You just go, yeah, exactly. You just go.
Humorously, yesterday you'll notice here the 57 with Yodi tube.
Yeah.
I was recording some Talkbox, and I was recording probably the most famous Talkbox riff in history. Probably.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa. It is so hard to play that and sing it and not even not sing it.
I think isn't it the teeth? Someone said when we did our video on it on the Talkbox, someone said it's all to do with your teeth.
I found I got a pretty close tone to that track.
Oh, great.
Well, that well-known singer who shouldn't sing anymore.
Oh, bless him.
By actually just using the pedal. I didn't mess with anything going through it, and it sounds really, really good. But it's all about how much you open your mouth. Wow, 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 and then you mustn't make the noise. You have to go.
Oh yeah, of course, because you can't.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to do it and play in time, and still make the right. Oh
my God!
Jen said, sort of, the air was blue in there for a while. I said, yeah, it was.
Well, that's the thing about it's the same with wah-wah pedals. You know, like most people think, like, or when you first start playing a wah-wah pedal, you're doing it in time. You're just going, to time. And
also, the sweet spot of a wah is normally about that much.
Yeah, it's really tricky. It's really tricky. Oh, bless John Bon Jovi. I hope he can get his, voice back.
Yes.
Max is someone who works in contract electronics manufacturing to OEM brands. We all buy from a 100% agree with the PCB comment. It's where boutique comes in, which is nothing but a marketing plot. Well, it's not exactly. It's a boutique. Boutique is like the guy that's, making
it in his garage.
Yeah, he's making. Yeah, it's like a small operation where they're building them, and they haven't got the manufacturing plant that can do that. But it's using big components as opposed to little mini components.
Yes, Marshall's place is amazing for that. The soldering stations are epic.
Are they?
Yeah.
Pet says where he interviewed Tim Pierce, who was discussing the benefits of this approach. Yeah, Tim's a great player.
Tim's a very good player.
Yeah, I think it just becomes natural. If you'll start to, especially if you use gain, you'll notice that you'll get to the point you'll play something and you'll go, it sounds awful. It just sounds like all these other notes are ringing off. So, and eventually you just adapt to muting those strings.
Yeah, it's hard, but all of a sudden you'll start doing it and you won't realize you're doing it.
Absolutely. Reference row. See, well done, Graham. Graham's doing it. Reference rotating pick. I'll give that a try. Thanks. Cheers, Graham.
Cool.
Gal 7615 is in the house. Fender bringing out the roasted maple pickups with the relic option. Roasted maple pickup. Is this another joke? I never.
I can't tell anymore. I've lost the plot.
I know you're getting tired, aren't you? Bless you.
I am getting tired.
Hollywood Actress says, hi all, yes, Pete had that guitar for a while and toured it during the Classic Rock show. I think it's just a pickup cover, Pete said. Oh, yes, the Pete Thorne guitar, yes.
Yes.
Also, the humbucker is Alnico 2, I think. I can't remember what his old ones were. Good, though. Pete Thorne dyes his hair. I wish I had hair. I wish I had hair to dye. John Waller says, the demand for bassy concept guitars still outstrip their ability to fulfill. So also maybe the Music Man signature is a way to satisfy some of that demand.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Very different guitars though, aren't they? Max Hodges, guys, Abassi had loads of trouble with subcontractors. He may have thrown in the towel. Oh, interesting. I think that's the shame. That's the thing about these guitar players that start up
companies.
Yeah, Rob, what's his name?
Chapman.
Rob Chapman. Who's the metal guy? Solar guitars.
Yeah.
And a Bassi. And actually Zach Wilde as well. Zach Wilde has got a range of guitars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there are others. Yeah,
Brian May, right?
Yeah, Brian May as well. Yeah, you know when your guitars are made thousands and thousands of miles away.
Yeah,
it must be really hard for the quality control and to be. That's got to be so tough.
Having only recently started getting involved with companies involved with Chinese manufacturer, things like that.
Yeah,
it is an absolute minefield.
Is it?
It's painful.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand why people do it, to the point where we're actually pulling for this project that I'm working on. We're actually thinking about pulling out of China entirely, and it'll be all done in Europe.
Oh wow! Oh, interesting. What in Eastern Europe?
No, in Western Europe.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. Tell me more about that. I think we've had another super chat.
Oh, I think we have. Oh, we've had one of these.
Cheers, Jeremy. That is very kind of you. That's really nice. Thanks, mate.
Thank you very much indeed.
That will keep me and James in Babysham while we're away in Bournemouth.
Yes. Pete Ford dyes his hair. Yes. Were we there?
Max Hodges says, Pata point. And how do I keep messing this up? His name?
No idea.
Basically, Peter, I'm guessing.
Yes, Petor. Yeah.
You help us out, Petor. I'm also an electronics engineer, or was once upon a time. Hollywood Actress has got a piezo in it. So trying to be all in one guitar, studio style guitar. Nice. Yes, yeah. I guess it looks like it's got that sort of look about it, hasn't it?
Yeah. At this point, we should do this.
Oh, Mr. Milner, thank you. Have a Singapore sling with an extra cherry garnish. I don't think I've ever tried a
Singapore. Maraschino cherry. Oh, way forward.
What's in a Singapore sling? In a Singapore sling, James?
I think it's gin based. I think.
Yes, that would make sense. Nice. I like gin.
We'll ask Sonny.
Yeah, you know about that sort of business.
He's not coming, but hey, we'll ask him.
I'll ask him anyway. Yeah. Where were we?
There, I think.
But thanks, Keith. It's really kind of you, mate. Oh, nice one. John Wallace says, I'm seeing Jack White tonight. Looking forward to the show. Nice one. Oh, let us know if he plays that guitar.
Very cool.
Yeah. Mike's in the house. Evening all. Here, despite my fluid on the... Oh, God. That doesn't sound good.
I hope you feel better soon, buddy.
Yes, absolutely. Duncan Mitchell says, good evening, Studio Acts. Good evening, Duncan. Keith says, as someone who has done sound for some local bands, I would agree with James on the reverb. There we go.
Yeah.
I would put reverb on Vox if they didn't have local effects processor.
Absolutely.
Would use compression and EQ in general.
Yeah, nice. I would EQ a guitar because maybe I want to be, maybe they've got quite a lot of bottom end on their guitar sound, and I might not want that to be messing with my bass and my kick drum.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Chris P says, picks, I swear by snarling dog brain picks. The little dimples are quite sharp. Pick size matters, as you say. Interesting.
Size does indeed matter.
Cheers, Jeremy. Thank you very much, and thanks for your kind donation. Keith says, surely a Highland pick company pick with so rotation issues. Funny enough, I've never had one of them rotate.
Me neither.
I wonder if that's the weight. If it's a weight thing, then.
Might be, yeah.
Plectron.
Yes.
Patois Janiki, hand wire just means it's easier to maintain, but probably more likely to go wrong. There we go. Any other new amps incoming? Do you know what, Joe? I've got my eyes on the Tone King, the proper Tone King Imperial. I think it was you that suggested. Was it you that suggested that in the comments?
Might have been, yeah, a little while ago.
No, in the comments for the Tone King video I've just done.
All right.
Yeah, it might have been Joe that suggested that. So I'm thinking of getting rid of losing the little matchless and the bad cat.
Both of them.
But yeah, well, I'm thinking about it. I don't know yet.
I thought the matchless was going to be the matchless Lightning was going to be your gig amp.
Yeah, it was. It was, and it might still be. So that's going out for its first gig on Friday.
Nice.
I'll let you know.
Nice, very nice.
Shepard said, reference muting strings. I seem to curl. Excuse me. I seem to curl my little finger on my picking hand underneath the high strings, and he never realised he was doing it. It's funny that, isn't it? Yeah, it's one of those things that you do automatically.
Yeah.
Curious Uranus. I just watched the guitar tech set up my guitar. He was bending in standard tuning the G, B, and E strings 5 semitones. Jeez. What's the world record? How far dare you? 5 semitones.
I can do 3 on a B string just to do the solo. Exactly that bit.
Yeah.
Exactly that bit. The solo in Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. But that's
using light strings. You tell me. I mean, they're definitely not 10s on there. They've got to be 9s or 8s maximum. I'd say with 5.
No, I like my 10s, thanks.
Yeah,
I don't break so often with 10s.
I'm with James there. I think 3 semitones is sensible.
Any more than that, and I go, it's gonna. Then it normally does.
It's gonna go. Yeah. Theyve says, Keith Milner, that's why I use coins with holes in them. Helps with the grip. Oh, that's interesting. Yes, you use those Chinese coins, don't you, Theyve?
He does. He's about to sell us.
Keith Milner says, Dave McQuillan, I love the 5 yen I got from you. Oh, there we go. There it is. Thomas Nonsense, I use 1.14mm Dunlop Tortec sharp picks. Coincidentally, Tim Pierce uses the same one. His work is better than mine now. Right, if Pierce uses them, you know they're going to be good.
And again, Thomas, no offense, he might have played on more records than you.
Yeah, he's played on a lot of records. Keith says, I actually tend to use Gravity 2 mils most of the time. Nice. Max says, Reverb edition entirely dependent on venue, crowd density, and mix coherence.
That is also true. Yep. But in most environment, say short of, I think we were talking about a 200 to 300 venue rather than a 4,000 to 5,000 venue. I think that was part of the comment, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I agree as well. But the thing about adding reverb and stuff, you don't know if then the guitar player is going to kick in for a certain, a certain song is going to kick in a different reverb, and it's all going to change completely.
Who knows? Not me.
Yeah. Chris says, I'm using some 25-year-old Dunlop picks. Wow, they've got to be rounded off.
I haven't bought picks in so long.
Really?
Because I've got bags of 11 rack picks.
Have you?
Which were Gibson mediums.
Oh, nice.
Bags and bags of them.
Nice one. I have to. The Dunlop flows that I use are really expensive. So every now and again, I mean, every sort of 6 months, I buy another 25, and it costs a fortune. Curious Uranus 9s. There we go. I tried it and it worked, but only once. Dave says, Keith Miller, my favorite is the Feng Shui. I'm guessing that's plectrum.
Yep.
Ned Amido says, sorry, I forgot that my 073 picks are Tortex Flow, but I also have a Dunlop Flow 114. I prefer the Tortex Flow because more attack, but Tortex feels better to hold and it doesn't get it hasn't got a flat surface. Excuse me. Oh, got hiccups. Hollywood Actress on picks. I like them Jim Dunlop mediums, which is purple. Might be called gel pick. Can't remember, but sounds good on electric and great on acoustic.
I must admit, depending on what style I'm playing, I mean, I've been known to reach for a big stubby before. They sound great and feel great. A friend of mine had some picks made that were they molded his grip.
Oh,
for like jazz stuff, and it was bizarre because you played him and you're like, this is all wrong, and he said, yeah, it's molded for me.
But I think that's great if you keep your plectrum in one position. But I don't. My plectrum's always moving around.
Yeah, likewise. But I mean, for jazz, for that kind of jazz thing.
Ah, okay. I see. Is that sort of kept in one position very much?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Gal 7615 Fender bringing out a maple roasted relic pick. I think Gal's having us on now, isn't he? Keith says Dave McQuillan, that does look nice. On the TC Plethora 3, Joe says, would you guys recommend that in the loop or out in front mostly? See, this is the thing about the Plethora 3, not the 5, because you can't. It hasn't got a send a return on it, which the Plethora 5 has got. So you can do that with the Plethora 5. I would say probably out in front. Because it's got a compressor. If you want to use the compressor, you're going to have to put that really in front. And if you want to use the vibe, you really want that out front. Everything else really is effects. But I think it depends how you're using it. Go on, what's funny? I know you've seen something funny. Luke Skywalker says, any tips for a curveball vegetable that can be stir fried? That's a good one. When you say curveball, okay. Yeah, definitely. Mooly.
Surely that has to be followed by mooly. Mooly.
Big Stubby, that's what she said.
There it is. Everyone's a winner.
Keith Milner, I will send you one to try. Enjoy. There we go. Yellow Standard Tortex as pick choice currently. Nice one. Yeah. They do different ones. They do rounded off ones or the pointy ones. The pointy ones, definitely. Dave McQuillan, that'd be great, but I'm out of the country until December.
We're there. We made it to the end. Right. I thought it was me. It was the yawny one.
Go to bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, not with you.
What?
Well, we're not in Bournemouth yet, mate.
Keep trying.
Thanks everyone for joining us. It's been a blast as always. I hope you got something out of this. We always do. Every day's a learning day. I'm gonna ping Paul the link to the Planet Waves pick holder now because
yes, please. You found it on Amazon.
Yes.
Oh, great. Yes, please.
And he can spend some money before I do. But for now, everyone, take care. Have a great week. We will see you next week for more of the same guff. Who knows what might happen? And probably there'll be more updates about concrete. Just to keep it real. But for now, my name's James Ivey.
I'm Paul Drew.
And we will see you again very, very soon. Take care. Good night.
Cheers, guys.